So this is going to be part 2 of Ice Road Trackers is the name of the adventure. And so this is going to be part 2 of it starts out with you guys traveling through a mountain pass in the Spine of the World Mountains, which is in the very northern part of the Forgotten Realms. You are bundled up against the cold, the snow's blowing wickedly against you in your face as you're climbing up the mountain. You reach the peak, and then you hear a crack of something high up on the side of the mountain, and then you see tumbling down toward you a huge avalanche coming your way. As the snow and rocks crash down the mountainsides, you can't help but wonder if this is how everything ends for you. What brought you here? Navigating this dangerous mountain pass, heading north into the frozen lands of Icewind Dale. Let's do some character introductions, and you can just throw in a real quick race, class, and maybe a little blurb about your character, why you might have been coming to Icewind Dale. So we'll start with Chiron. Go ahead, Chiron.
I'm a tiefling rogue, and I like a lot of challenges and just being by myself most of the time. And I come here to the uh, Icewind window because I lost someone that was really dear to me, and because of a mistake that I did. I promised myself that it would never happen again. So I wanted to, grow into my strengths to be able to not let stuff like that happen again.
Okay, and next we got Prana.
I am an Air Genasi druid. Mysteriously, my father may have died when my genie mother disappeared, and I was raised by druids in the forest. Upon my coming of age mission, I decided to leave and start learning as much as I could to go and search for my father's history.
Okay, very good. And Tofian.
I'm a tiefling sorcerer who is a sage, and I'm always seeking out more knowledge. And that's pretty much all my deal is. I'm looking to find out the rumors of Icewind Dale are true.
Okay, so it seems the rumors that strange weather-related phenomenon are shutting down travel through the Spine of the World mountain range are true. Several passes have been blocked, and you thought this one might be clear, and it was clear until just now. As certain death descends swiftly toward you, movement at the corner of your eye draws your attention. A snowy white muskrat gestures frantically, its clawed paws beckoning you to follow. It slides into a fissure in the ground that was hidden under the snow and ice. It looks like that fissure is big enough for you guys to dive in as well before the avalanche crushes you. What do you guys want to do? Chiron.
I want to see if I can dive in there.
Yeah, you totally do. You dive into the fissure. There's plenty of room for you. Prana, what do you want to do?
I also want to dive. That avalanche looks pretty scary.
And Tofian.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely dive into the fissure.
All right. Following the muskrat, you all plummet down the fissure just as the avalanche crushes everything in the pass. The tunnel turns into a slide, levels out, and deposits you in an icy cavern beneath the mountains. The muskrat stares you in the eye, then wiggles a little bit as if happy to see you survive the close call. A voice from deeper in the cavern echoes toward you. It's common, marked by a slobbery rasp. Muskie found you in time. Good fortune. The voice comes from a 10-foot-long walrus resting in the shadows. A walrus pup rests at her side. It starts to wriggle its way toward you, but she pulls it back with one of her long tusks. You see other creatures moving out of the shadows to examine you. All sorts, from little snow foxes to little owls, all eyeing you warily. The walrus says, "Excuse my children. They're suspicious by nature. Their lives often depend on it. My children call me Mother Tusk, and you may as well. I saved your lives for a reason. What is your names?"
I'm Tofian Zag. And thank you.
My name is Prana.
So, can I do a perception check?
Yes, you may. Go ahead and roll a deception or a perception check.
It was a 17.
17, okay. Nothing seems out of place in this ice cavern, except for, of course, the talking walrus. And you notice some of the other animals talk as well, as if they're intelligent. Mother Tess continues, so you seem out of place here with your fiery demeanors, except for you. Your area ways seem appropriate to the north. If you can help me with a task, I can take you through the tunnels and let you reach the Icewind Dale. Do you agree to help?
I mean, you saved our life, sure, why not?
Good. Come with me. She starts waddling down the cave, down a tunnel, and it takes some time, so if you have any questions, Kyron, do you have any questions while you're walking for Mother Tusk?
Yeah, I wanna ask her how does she live down here? Like how they're surviving down here with all this like ice falls and stuff like that.
It's very dangerous. A terrible curse has befallen the lands north of the spine of the world. The sun refuses to rise. Survival's not easy here, and it's even harder now. So, my children are on the edge of survival, and some of them need your help. Every day is a struggle to survive here now. Prana, do you have any questions for Mother Tusk as you're walking through the caverns?
Yes, I'm pretty used to nature and animals in general. I'm not commonly aware of ones that can speak. How did you gain this skill?
I was awakened by a Goliath druid from the north. He passed away, sadly, so I took over the stewardship of the animals in his care. Some others were awakened by him as well. Tophian, you have any questions as you head towards the head down the cavern?
No, just more looking around, seeing if there's anything out of place within the cavern thing.
Okay, you guys reach the end of the cavern, and when you do, you look out upon Icewind Dale. It's a cold, wintry landscape. It's dark. The northern lights play a little bit, giving a little bit of light, and you can see the forests and the lakes out across the countryside. Mother Tusk points a flipper out of the cavern, and she says, "Yonder is a forest we use for hunting and shelter. A group of two-leggers moved there not long ago, and now they hunt us. You must talk to them on our behalf, for they only see us as prey. Convince them to leave us in peace, or drive them away if you can." So you guys are actually kind of looking out from this point here on this map. So you can see the whole Lake of the Red Waters, and you see a town, and then beyond the town you see the outline of a forest, and the forest is what she's pointing to. So she's asked you to go there and convince the humans that are there to leave them in peace, or to drive the humans away if you can. You can see the forest is pretty clear. Do you have any questions for her before you set out into the wilderness?
What have they done to you so far?
They hunt us. They hunt my family. They've killed a couple of my children.
Well, what might we encounter in the forest?
Well, mostly they're human, but we've seen some goblins with them as well. They are dressed like the wild nomads that come down from the Reghead Glacier to trade and to hunt and forage. They're not savages, though. They seem noble, honorable. They seem to respect strength over pretty words. Any other questions? Okay.
Is there anything we should look out for on the way there or while we're there that you've encountered that's been maybe dangerous?
Well, there is one thing. This little otter comes scampering up, and he says, "I'm Spritzel." And yeah, I saw something dangerous. There was a owlbear, big, mean, beaked owlbear with black feathers. Watch out for him. He almost got me. Almost stabbed me up, but I got away. Mother Tusk kind of shoos him away and says, "There's more dangers than that in the wilderness. Here," and she brings out like this little seashell thing, and it's got, well, it's actually like a enclosed shell, and it looks like there's clams in there. And she says, "This is specially ensorcelled and can be used for healing if you need it. So this is like a potion of healing that you can use, but it only lasts for this adventure."
Oh,
So you each have that. She also says a little prayer over you, and you all have inspiration. So before you make a roll, you can announce you want to use inspiration, and that gives you advantage on the roll. Make sure you say it before you roll, because it's advantage, not a reroll. And you all have one healing oyster. So we'll do that with a little, let's see, it's a little potion bottle for that.
Thank you, Mother Tusk.
You are welcome. I hope you come back soon and safe. And you set out into the wilderness. It is cold and snowy. The trip is about 3 hours from the cavern that you leave before you hit the edge of the forest. Hitting the edge of the... as you're getting near to the edge of the forest, did any of you want to cast any spells, like mage armor or anything like that?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
casting spells for what?
I don't think I want to use mine.
Okay. The oak and pine trees here grow tall and healthy. You can see some newly hewn stumps, which indicate some lumbering activity, but it's not too extensive. There's a well-trodden footpath that provides easy progress deeper into the forest. As you move deeper, you see many animal tracks, as well as a few intersecting human-sized prints. Could I have everyone, and you can announce you want to use your inspiration first if you want to, everyone make a wisdom survival check as you look at these tracks.
Do you want us to roll in roll 20?
You can roll with Beyond 20, or you can just roll in roll 20 and tell me what you got. Either way is good. Or you do D&D Beyond rolls. You can roll with dice. Anything's good with me. And if you roll in roll 20, that's cool too. All right, so that's an 11 survival check.
I got a 16.
16, very good. Anyone else? I got one more to go. That'd be Prana's.
I got 19 plus 4 is 23.
Very good. Okay. Prana, looking at the tracks, you can tell that there was a group of 3 or 4 human-sized people and a smaller person with them, maybe a goblin that they spoke of. And they have felled a large herd animal like a reindeer and dragged it away. It will be easy to follow their tracks, and they probably won't be making a very good time dragging that reindeer behind them. So, do you want to stay on the well-trodden path or follow the tracks of these humans and maybe a goblin?
Can I do a nature check to see how old those tracks are?
Yeah, actually, your survival check's good enough. They are just a couple hours old.
Awesome. I want to follow the tracks.
Everyone go with that?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what
Cool.
we're looking for.
Yeah, I'll stay like a little behind,
Very good.
but I'll follow them.
As you're following the tracks ahead of you, you see a boot sticking out of a mound of snow. The tracks continue past it. The boot twitches every few moments. So I'm going to move you to a map here. You're traveling through this forest, right here. The boot that you see is underneath some pine trees over here. Your general direction of travel is from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. So, what do you want to do? The tracks just keep going left to right off the map.
I wanna like stealthily like walk close to the boot, like just like checking around, see if like I can see anything else.
Okay. Go ahead and move your guy where you want to go to it and make a perception check for me.
That was a 18.
18, okay. With your 18 perception, as you're moving up to the boot, you notice something hidden away in the snow ahead of the boot. Right over here, in the snow, is a trap. It looks like a set of iron jaws that will spring shut on a creature's leg should they step on it. So that's just northwest to where the boot is. You see that. Nothing else is around the boot.
Is the boot still moving?
Yeah,
Every
twitches.
like
It does. It twitches every now and then. You're not sure what's causing it. It does not look like it's attached to something under the snow. It's just a boot sitting on top of the snow, twitching every now and then.
I'll get like some rocks around me and then like get a little closer and maybe like try to like make the trap kind of like activate.
Got it. Put your guy where you want to be when you do that. You can probably do it within about 15 feet of the boot. Tofian and Prana, go and take up the spots you want to be while Chiron's doing that.
Is that far enough?
Okay. Sure enough, you're able to knock over the boot. And when you do, to your surprise, you see a little creature that was inside the boot that's free now. It is... And it starts to move towards you. It looks like this picture here. It's tiny, maybe a couple 6-7 inches tall. It's got a black bodysuit on, you think, or maybe it's black skin, crazy black hair, and a white face with a little symbol on the mask. There's no eye spots or anything, just a symbol. And you guys can kind of fill in what the symbol is. Prana, any idea what kind of symbol you'd expect on a creature like that?
What is the creature acting like?
Seems friendly enough.
I see a spiral.
Okay. So you can see the spiral Chiron, and the creature moves over to you. It appears it's going to come right up to you, and maybe it reaches its hand out too. What do you want to do, Chiron?
I'll get my like sword and then like put forward and like just kind of like touch his hand, kind of like shaking it with the sword, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. He touches the sword, and then he shakes his head, and he kind of moves around the sword and moves towards you, not in a threatening way, kind of like in a friendly way, and reaches his arms up and opens and closes his hands as his arms are reaching up, as he's looking, his spiral face mask is looking at you. And he's got his arms up in the air and he's opening and closing his hands.
Do you speak, little creature?
He does not respond to that.
He's acting like an.
Everyone make an insight check. Make a wisdom insight check. What'd you get, Tofian?
No.
Not so good. Prana, what do you get with a wisdom insight check?
16.
Prana, that creature looks like it wants Chiron to pick it up.
Chiron, you bend over, maybe pick it up.
I don't know. This little creature was under the boot. I wonder who's the boot's from too. So
It looks like it wants to get to know you.
I would squat down, but I would not like really move forward. I would just squat down where I am
Okay.
and like kind of like reach my left hand only towards it.
Okay. It moves forward and it reaches out to touch your left hand. You can see its little tiny hand is kind of tinged with frost, and it touches you, and then you feel a warmth flow from it and into you, and then it like dances away from you into the snow like a snowflake drifting on the wind, and then disappears. When you stand up, Chiron, Prana and Tofian, when you look at Chiron, you can see that Chiron, on his forehead, has a spiral that looks the same as the spiral that was on the mask of that little creature. And Chiron, you can now cast Bless as a bonus action.
Oh, nice.
So, you have a little blessing from the forest spirits, and you avoid the trap, and you can move on, following the tracks. You search around the area here and find nothing else of note before moving on. Further along the trail, following behind the tracks, you come to a point where there's a big ravine big ravine blocking your path. There's an enormous oak tree that's been felled and its trunk hollowed out to form a tunnel that crosses over the ravine. It's 80 feet long and 5 feet in diameter and bridges the 60-foot wide ravine. The ravine's at least 20 feet deep with steep sides that look difficult to climb and extends to your left and to your right as far as you can see. So walking around it doesn't look like it's going to be easy. You probably add hours to your journey. I have a spin the map here so you can see the ravine. There we go. This is not right by where the trap was. You traveled some distance before you got there. So this is the opening of the hollow log. This is the edge of the ravine, and it descends down about 20 feet, and the slopes are very steep and hard to climb, it looks like. So what do you guys want to do?
I would like to check out the stability of the hollowed out trunk.
Okay, make a intelligence investigation check for me. And let me know what you get.
I got a 20, not a nat 20. It's 18 foot.
Regular 20, okay. The log is stable, but you notice that some distance down the inside of the log, the floor of the log looks rotted a little bit. And the rest of you with careful observation can tell that whoever used this log walked on top of it. They didn't walk through the middle of it. Looks like the floor, the middle of it would fail and drop you into the ravine if you weren't careful. You think you could probably jump the weakened area, or you could maybe reinforce it with like sticks and stuff that you get out of the forest. You could reinforce it probably with a nature check or woodcarver's tools check. You can walk.
I actually have mold earth cantrip.
Move earth, okay.
So, how large is this weakness?
It is 10 feet long.
Oh, okay. Mine can only go for 5 feet.
So like that part of the log right there that I just drew would give way under your feet inside. You can walk across the top of the log by making probably an acrobatics check. Probably DC 10 acrobatics check. So, what do you want to do?
Hey guys, I noticed that the center of the log seems to be rotten. Would you like to walk across the top? How do you feel about that?
Certainly try.
So if you were to slip and fall, it'd be about a 20-foot drop. That could be deadly for you. You want to take any precautions?
Thinking maybe take some of this rope and tie a loop around us and around the log so we don't fall too far.
There you go. So if you slip off, you're only going to dangle from the log.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Good idea. Okay. So you guys get ropes set up so that you can do that, and you all take up spots. Let's see who gets across without embarrassing themselves. Prana, go to make a Dex acrobatics check. It won't be deadly, but it'll just determine how well you do.
And a 12.
12 is good enough. Chiron, Dex acrobatics.
That was a 10.
A 10, good enough. And Tophian, Dex acrobatics. Good
15.
enough. Okay, yeah, you guys are able to navigate the log without any difficulty. You get to the far side, and again, this is some distance away before you come to the camp. You can smell before you see what smells like meat roasting, and then you can hear the crackling of campfire up ahead, and you can hear the chatter of human voices up ahead. What do you guys want to do?
I want to quietly check to see if there are any traps before we reach them.
Okay, make a perception check. Wisdom perception. Chiron, what do you want to do?
I would like move around, like using my stealth, just like get close around like some trees to see if I can see better, or see more of the camp.
Okay, make a dexterity stealth check for me. What do you get on your check, Brana?
Got a 19.
19 perception, okay. You don't see any traps on the approach up to what you think must be the camp from the sounds and the smells that you can detect. Chiron, what do you get on your stealth?
I got a 24. 19 plus
24.
5.
Okay, so you disappear into the trees easily. And Tofian, what do you want to do?
Well, she's already looking for traps. I am going to try to see if I can decipher what they're chattering about.
All right. Make a perception check. And what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, Infernal, Sylvan, and Draconic.
Oh, quite a bit. Okay. Let me know what you got in your perception check. Oh,
That's
wow. Okay. They're chattering about hunting, about survival in this darkness in the wilderness here. Just general, what you expect for people living in the wild like they are.
Oh, okay. So I have no issue going up on them.
Okay, you guys ready to approach them?
Yeah, I am.
So, Chiron, you are kind of out of view, and the other two approach. You're not this close when you first see them, but this is what they look like. Gathered around a campfire. First, you can see it. So you follow the trail deep into the forest when through the boughs of the pines you see a crackling campfire. A score of humans as well as a smattering of goblins feast on the charred remains of a reindeer. The meal smells delicious. A woman, dressed in white wolf furs, addresses you in common. She pulls back her hood, revealing a dark face framed with white hair. She smiles as she speaks. You've done well to find us, and you're persistent. What brings you here among the wolf tribe?
I'm still in the woods, right?
Yeah, you're hidden unless you want to be revealed.
No, I'll stay there for now.
Okay. So between Tofian and Prana, who's got the better persuasion skill?
I have horrible perception.
I have +3, so I guess.
+3, so Tofian, you gonna do the talking with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we understand that y'all have been hunting some of the people who this land belonged to before. Some of intelligent animals, and that maybe you need to share the land with them instead of attacking them.
You mean some of the animals we've been hunting have been awakened?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. But still, my people need to eat. They need to survive.
I understand this, but the simple try to talk to the animal first, maybe?
I suppose we could do that. Maybe, I don't know how many animals we aren't able to hunt, though. Do you know how many we'd have to avoid? Like, is this reindeer that we just killed one of them?
Not that I know. Do I know how many were actually in the tunnel, roughly?
You don't know that there's very many. You wouldn't suspect that very many of the forest animals are hers.
Yeah. I don't expect there's very many of them. I know a walrus is their leader.
You saw like snow foxes. You saw various, otters and weasels and rabbits and kind of animals like that.
I would tell them, yeah, there's some snow foxes, otters, weasels. Nothing I really think is going to be anything too tasteful for you to want to eat anyway.
Yeah.
But,
well, I don't know how we can survive if we can't go after rabbits and such. I mean, it's not often we can fell a reindeer like this. Maybe you can prove your own prowess to us and align with us, and maybe she can provide us help in the forest in other ways to offset us not being able to hunt like we need to.
Yeah, an alignment, and that way, if it helps save her children, I'm sure she would help y'all out because they need to survive as well, and we always survive better together.
Okay. All right. Well, she looks at you two. I'm certainly impressed that you two made it into the forest this far, all by yourselves. Um, if you could prove your strength in martial combat against some of our champions, we'd be more prone to listen to your request. Say one champion of ours for one each of you in a fight, not to the death, but just to submission. No attacks that could harm anyone. No magical spells like those magic missile things that can kill people. Spells that can put people to sleep would be okay. And no attacks from ranged weapons or anything else that you can't just knock a person out with. Would you be amenable to a fight like that?
Well, seeing as all I use is a quarterstaff, that'd be perfectly fine.
The all the tribe starts to make room, and the leader who's talking to you stands there in front. The tribe members get back. The goblins gather together around the leader. There's 3 of them. They get back in the back. And she says, the leader says, "We saw you coming through the forest some distance away. There was another one of you. Will he come out as well?"
Do I see anything like that looks valuable?
Let's see. They have plenty of scrimshaw type stuff, whale bones and decorations like that amongst them. So you see that kind of stuff. So she's talking to Chiron and Prana, and she's looking around in the trees. Will your other member come and join you? Otherwise, we can't listen to you if you will not stand in combat face to face. You hear that, Chiron. Do you want to come out?
I will like come out slowly and
Okay.
yeah.
Very good. You start around that pillar. She points to this rock over here. So you guys got to take up positions around that rock. The goblins take up positions around this rock. And she says the fight will be to your submission, or their submission. And we begin now. So everyone roll initiative.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Got an 8.
Okay. Prana got an 8. Who got a 5?
And Karen.
Karen got a 5. And 21 for Tofian. 21, Tofian, you're +1 on initiative?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Figures I rolled 20 then.
yeah. Okay. The first of the goblins leaps with blinding speed towards you guys. They've obviously fought like this before. And gets the jump on you. 1, 2, 3, 4. He leaps towards Prana, and he takes a swing at her with his scimitar, with the flat of the scimitar. He hits armor class 17. Prana, what armor class are you?
15.
16, you said?
15.
15, okay. So you took 7 points of slashing damage from that blow, and that goblin's done. Tofian, you're next to go.
Okay. Well, got him on you. Are we supposed to? I don't. Okay. On the rules, did they say they have to fight 1-on-1, or did they group versus
Nope.
group?
Nope. Group versus group. So you're good.
Okay. Well, I'll go up to him and I will. They said no range or spells, so I'll go with the
You can
dagger.
do, you can do anything that can be done non-lethally. So if you have any non-lethal spells, you can use those too. So what are you going to do, Topian?
I was thinking about doing infestation, but I don't know if that's can do them out lethally.
We'll say it is.
Just have the bugs. That's either 5. Trying to see how far I am. Because I can throw it at them to slow them down a little bit. It's a 5-foot cloud? Yeah. So I need to draw a little 5-foot cloud of bugs on him. And do he needs to do a con save.
One creature you can see within range, target's got a con saving throw or take d6. Okay, so here's his con save. He got a 13. That's probably good enough, isn't it?
Yeah, that's needed.
That's what he needed. Okay. So he resists that. Anything else, Topian?
That's all I can do.
Okay. The next goblin goes this guy back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He rushes forward on you, Topian, swings his scimitar, gets a 17 to hit you.
Yep, that hits.
That's a hit. Does 8 points of damage to you, almost knocking you unconscious with his first blow.
Oh my. Yeah, ouch.
He's done. Don't forget, you guys each have those oysters of healing if you need them. You also have inspiration that you can use on your first actions. This last goblin, he rushes forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hits Chiron with his scimitar. 12 probably misses. What's your arm class, Chiron?
It's 11.
11. Oh, so he hit and did 4 slashing. Chiron, your turn. No, Prana, your turn comes up, Prana.
I think I should probably do the healing potion.
Okay. That'll do 2d4 plus 2 healing when you eat that oyster. So go and roll that. What do you roll?
I got a 4, a 3, and then plus 2.
So that'll get you up to maximum hit points again.
Yeah.
So you're back up to 10 out of 10. Okay. Anything else? No? Okay. Next to go.
Sorry, my dog was growling, so I mute her. I get to do an action as well?
That is an action, unfortunately, drinking a healing potion.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. Chiron, before you go, you can feel the warmth of the spiral that's on your forehead that came from that little forest creature. You remember that you can cast a bless spell as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll attack the one that just like attacked me, just
Okay.
like an armed strike.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that was a 18 plus 4.
22 hits easily. How much damage does it do?
It's a 3 damage.
3. Okay. Did that include your dexterity modifier?
Oh no, that's 4 then.
4 total?
I have a plus 1.
Plus 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what else you want to do? Oh, wait.
And then I would do.
Right, did you say you were a rogue?
Yes, I'm a rogue.
You are a rogue?
Yeah.
You can also sneak attack, because that guy's adjacent to one of your allies, so that's another d6 damage you can do.
Oh. That was a 3.
3, okay. Yeah, with your rogue skills, you catch that goblin unaware as it's focused on your friend, you are able to knock it unconscious.
Sweet. And then I'll bless Krana and Tofian with my bonus action, because I can do up to 3, right?
Up to 3, and you can include yourself in that. So I put the little lightning bolt symbol on you. That indicates that you're concentrating on this bless spell. And then putting the little cross swords on your allies. That means that every one of you, whenever you make an attack or a saving throw, you get to add an extra d4 to your roll for any attack and any saving throw. Okay, Chiron, you're done. That round's over. The next goblin's going. The one that attacked Prana attacks Prana again with his scimitar. 13. You're 14, Prana, or 15?
15.
15. That's a miss then. And then this little goblin. uses his bonus action to disengage from you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Backs away behind his friend there. Tofian, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use the healing potion. 2d4. Or...
2d4 plus 2. Yep.
So. Okay. So.
All right, you're back to max hit points.
Yeah.
What else do you want to do?
Well, I think I can do bonus action. I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself, so I can bonus action dash from now on.
You did Expeditious Retreat, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's all I can do.
Okay. Next to go is that goblin that attacked you. Attacks you again, Tofian, with his scimitar. 15, I think, hits you for 4 points of damage. So you're down to 5 hit points again. Then he uses his nimble escape goblin speed to duck behind his goblin friend. And then Prana, your turn.
I would like to use my Entangle spell,
Oh, cool. Okay.
and I'll cast it where the goblins are.
So as you cast that spell, the roots of the trees grow up amongst and dart out of the snow. The spell's a 20-foot square, starting from a point you can see in range. Spell 20-foot square. This is not very good for Entangle. It's more like tentacly. Go ahead and drag that where you want the area to be.
That's add large tentacle or something like that.
Yeah. Good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get some good Entangle pictures. Okay, so the two goblins are in the area of your Entangle spell. Creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed a strength saving throw or be restrained. So here's a couple strength saves. What's the DC for your spell?
It is.
Well, they fail it, unless it's a 6.
Okay.
Oh,
So, the two goblins are wrapped up in the pine trees as the roots and branches coil all around them. You know that a creature in the area, when you cast spells affected, a creature restrained by it, they can use their actions to try and break out, and they're trying to get out if they can. On a success, they'll free themselves. And for the duration, the area there is difficult terrain. Okay. Anything else, Prana?
That's all.
And you're concentrating, that lightning bolt will indicate you're concentrating on that spell to maintain those tentacles, or those entangling branches and roots. Okay, next to go, Chiron. Chiron, you can get to any of them now. The spell, Prana lets you know, won't entangle you, but it is difficult terrain within the area of the spell.
Yeah. First, before I move forward, I will turn to their leader, to the pack leader, and said, "We already pretty much stopped at all your little goblins. Do we need to finish them, or is that enough for you?"
She nods her head and says, "Yes. Finish them if you can." She looks duly impressed with how far you've come so far, though.
So I'll move towards the first one.
Okay.
And then I will also do unarmed strike.
Go for it.
That was a 16 plus 4,
16.
so 18.
And you get advantage, too, so go ahead and roll again just in case you get a crit.
No, that was
Okay.
a 2.
That's a hit, though. How much damage does it do? And since he's
4.
restrained, you also get to do your sneak attack again.
Okay, so 4 plus 4, 8.
8. Okay, you knocked that one unconscious. Finish your turn where you like. If you have any movement left, you can keep going, and then when you're done, Tofian, your turn.
Yeah, I have 30, right? So I have 5 feet more. So I'll just move 1 back, and then that's it.
Okay. Tofian, what do you want to do?
Why not try again? I'll try doing an infestation on the other one that's left.
Con save for him.
Yeah.
Oh boy, these guys must be used to a lot of bed bugs, because that doesn't seem to affect them.
Probably. Yeah. Okay.
After Tofian, the goblin tries to break out, using his strength check against the spell save DC. So, here he goes. 12. What's the DC on your spell, Prana?
Where do I find that?
What's your wisdom?
+4?
Your wisdom's 18?
It is.
Then you'd have a DC 14 on your spell saves. So
Yeah.
that will not succeed for the goblin. So he's struggling and trying to get out, and with that, the leader says, "It looks like you have won. I am impressed." You see her, she bows to you. She says, "I recognize your superior abilities. However, you must promise me that in return for my tribe's cooperation, you will agree to assist me and my chief if we ever call upon you to do so. Do you agree to help?"
What ways would we be assisting you, most likely?
I think we are aligned in our outlook, but we have an enemy in the tribe who has taken the tribe in the wrong direction, and he may come after us at some point, and we may need help defending ourselves and defending this forest that we now call our home, along with you.
Yes, I would happily help with that.
Yeah. That seems fair.
Okay, let's see what else here. So you impressed her. She asked for your help, and her and her chief. All right. So once the tangles all go away, the goblins get back up. They're rubbing their foreheads, and they all gather around the campfire with you guys. And they let you share in the reindeer that you guys are having. They promise not to go after any more intelligent animals for sure. They don't think the reindeer was one. And they bring out some gifts for you. Shaktal, who is the woman who's leading the group here, gives you a special acorn that, if eaten as an action, acts as a potion of healing. Additionally, if you don't have cold weather clothing yet, they can provide the cold weather clothing for 5 gold pieces, which is half the normal price. And finally, if you leave her in good standing, which you do, Shaktal gives you with an unbreakable arrow as a show of good faith. This arrow proves to the wolf tribe members loyal to Aluka that the bearer is a friend and ally. So here's that arrow. It's a common magic item. It bears the Raghead wolf tribe mark. It's unbreakable except in anti-magic fields. And it, of course, proves the loyalty, or proves you're an ally. Since it's a common magic item, all 3 of you can keep it at the end of the adventure. However, the potion we need to split up, the acorn potion. So everyone in Roll20, type in /roll space D20, and we'll see who rolls highest. And you gotta do it in Roll20 for this roll. So /roll space D20. 5, 14, and 6. Okay, it looks like Tofian, you get the choice first. Do you want to take the acorn? If you pass, Prana will get it.
I'm taking the acorn or what? Or just
That's the only item to split up is the acorn. So
yeah, I'll take the acorn.
Okay, so you get the acorn, Tofian. Prana and Chiron and Tofian, you all can take an unbreakable arrow if you like. It doesn't count against your magic item totals in Adventure League, so there's no real reason not to take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You get treasure. They share gifts with you in addition to the ones I put there that are... Well, first the conclusion. So you return to Mother Tusk, and she's relieved at your successful mission. You can take a long rest. If this had been your second adventure, you'd be able to go up a level. So when you play your next adventure, you'll be able to go up a level after your next adventure and go to second level if you choose to do so. And there's some treasure. So, in addition to the deal on cold weather clothes for 5 gold pieces, you can make other beneficial trades with the Dwarf tribe, which results in a gain of 20 gold pieces each. So, you each get to add 20 gold pieces to your character. One of you gets the acorn, that's Tophian, and you can all take the unbreakable arrow. And that's the end of that adventure. Any questions?
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Questions wise, if we're playing again, you said that for our second game, how do we save this character? Do we need to make a character in D&D Beyond?
You could do it in D&D Beyond. You could make a character in Roll20. Either way, I can send you these images if you like these images, or you can just use whatever image you like in the next adventure. But as far as saving it, you can just keep a copy of the changes you handwrite on your character sheet, or keep a copy of the changes in D&D Beyond. Either way is good.
Okay, cool.